now introduce Dulip. Dulip is one of the top Sri Lankan entrepreneurs. He's the founder and chairman of Sri Lanka's largest e-commerce organization, Kapruka.com, and the co-founder of Grasshoppers Private Limited, which provides logistics to small enterprises in Sri Lanka. A very, very strong entrepreneur, smart businessman, and I think he's giving leadership to the country on this whole area of e-commerce. And something that really struck me in the last 2-3 weeks, what he says is that he doesn't want Kapruka to be the only e-commerce site, and he's trying to open the whole market for so many other players to come in. And I think it just tells you his whole attitude to Sri Lanka. Can I invite Dulip, please?
So I'm a die-hard entrepreneur, and I essentially come from a poor family in Sri Lanka, and I have bootstrapped my very first company all the way without ever walking into a bank or borrowing any money or raising any capital at all. So the first company that I built, Kapruka.com, is a pure result of entrepreneurship and a lot of hard work. So there are two ways to grow a company for an entrepreneur. You can grow it organically like this, or you can use investment and grow it exponentially like this. So you have to choose what kind of a company you're building. So this first company, as I said, is Kapruka.com, which is now Sri Lanka's largest e-commerce company and has about 400 staff, and it's traditional e-commerce. Just like Amazon.com, we own the inventory. If you sell an apple, we own that apple in the inventory, so it's not a marketplace, it's just traditional e-commerce. So the second company that I built is called Grasshoppers, which is nothing but a delivery company that helps smaller e-commerce companies to do e-commerce. So these are small SMEs that are selling on Facebook or just starting out from selling on Facebook or WhatsApp or Instagram, etc. These are small companies that generate about 20 to 30 orders a day. But their problem is, how do you get your product delivered? How do you get cash on delivery? There is no UPS in Sri Lanka as how it works in the US. There is no FedEx or postal services in Sri Lanka that is capable of doing cross-country e-commerce. The reason, as I wanted to mention about opening up e-commerce, is called inclusive e-commerce. I strongly believe unless I get everybody or all the major retailers to do e-commerce in Sri Lanka, what will end up happening is there will be 1 or 2 or 3 large companies monopolizing e-commerce in a country, like how it is in the US. There's only Amazon and 2 or 3 other players who kind of dictate the whole market of e-commerce. Kind of like how it is in India today. There is Flipkart and Amazon taking over the entire market, and small e-commerce companies cannot rise because they were, never in the game. So my Grasshoppers initiative is really into getting these small players in the game early on, so the market grows as a whole. And if you look at Germany, if you look at some other countries that has inclusive e-commerce, is everybody is online. So there is no room for one giant to just rise up and kind of dictate the whole market. So Grasshoppers is essentially that, and right now we have about 900 small e-commerce players that are using that platform to do door-to-door delivery and also export product out of the country. So I said 3 companies I want to talk about. The third one that I recently launched is called Made in Sri Lanka for the World. So this is a company that I created that secured the country account for Amazon Global for Sri Lanka. What that means is Sri Lankans could never sell on Amazon directly. Why? Because Amazon does not want to deal with small suppliers. There's no consistency in photography, there's no consistency in description, there's no PayPal. There are many reasons why global markets like eBay and Amazon did not allow Sri Lankans to directly sell. So we secured a country account from Amazon, and we are getting Sri Lankan producers to give us their products and we list it on Amazon. We handle the logistics. We move the stock globally to wherever. We do the whole last mile part for all SMEs or any producer in Sri Lanka. I mean, thousands of years ago, that's what Sri Lanka was doing anyway. We were rebuilding ships in this region. We were trading globally thousands of years ago. So again, we are in a position that I want to connect Sri Lankan traders into global markets. So this is not only Amazon, this is eBay, Etsy, Bonanza, Wish, all these major e-commerce platforms. We will be listing Sri Lankan produce on all these e-commerce platforms and doing the last mile for it. So the outlook of e-commerce globally is, I don't have to explain it, it's growing exponentially. So my goal is to really ensure that Sri Lanka will not lose out on the e-commerce market. I remember about a few months ago, I walked into I happened to have a US green card. I walked into the US embassy and I surrendered it. Said, I don't need this anymore. I don't think I will be needing this anymore. I'm not going anywhere, just give me a visa. So I am very confident of the growth of trading in Sri Lanka and what made in Sri Lanka, that label can do for these products to be sold globally. Thank you.